Hi everybody, this is Tracy from Northeast Tarot and welcome to your weekly tarot forecast. Before I get started with the reading, I just want to take a second and thank all of my subscribers. Thank you guys so very much. Thank you for your likes, your shares, your comments, and just all of your support. Thank you to everybody that has donated, and thank you to all of the clients that have purchased a private reading from me. I want to wish you all a happy 2017. I want to thank you also for bearing with me while I've been trying to get the January monthlies out and also the 2017 yearly tarot forecast. Unfortunately, I had to miss a couple of the weekly forecast in order to get those readings out. I just want to wish you all a happy 2017, and again, thank you for your support. Thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for your patience. And if you are looking for additional guidance aside from the weekly and monthly tarot forecasts that I offer here on my channel, I do draw and upload a daily oracle guidance card every single day to Facebook and also Instagram. So if you're looking for extra guidance, please head over to Facebook or Instagram and follow me there. And of course, if you are interested in a private reading, please head over to northeasttarot.com and read about how I offer my private readings. So I wish you all a wonderful week. Stay tuned for the reading. Hi Aries, this is Tracy from Northeast Tarot and welcome to your weekly tarot forecast for the week of January 9th through the 15th. This is for Aries Sun, Aries Moon, and Aries Rising signs. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck, Aries, I do have the Eight of Wands. Okay, so you definitely have a major progression here. So the Eight of Wands does represent communication. So for some of you, you could be receiving some very surprising communication this week. So something surprising could be coming to you. There also could be a lot of communication going back and forth. The Eight of Wands also does represent movement. So there could be a lot happening very quickly this week. Aries, now the overall energy for the week is the Ten of Wands. And I did pull an additional clarifying card, and we have the Nine of Wands. So what a progression. We have the 8, we have the 9, and then we have the 10. But the 10 is a cycle that's completing. 10s represent cycles that are completing. So for some of you, with the Nine of Wands here, I think that you've been waiting for this. With the Nine of Wands, maybe there are some areas that are tired, you're exhausted. You've been holding out, you've been persevering and waiting on maybe a very burdensome or stressful time within your life to come to an end. Now, maybe communication has something to do with this. So there could be some Aries that maybe you are waiting on some particular communication that maybe allows for things to move forward. Also, with the Ten of Wands, for some Aries, you're maybe working too much. This can be a burdensome sort of energy that will come up when you're spread a little bit too thin, Aries. You have far too much on your plate. So for those Aries that are working a lot, maybe needing to just take a break or maybe needing to ask for help. But I do think that for many of you, you've been kind of hanging in there. You've been persevering when it comes to a particular matter. Maybe you've been waiting on something to progress. Maybe you've been waiting on communication that comes in that maybe allows for you to move forward with something in your life, Aries. Now we are, oh wow, we do have the Seven of Wands here. So wow, we have the 7, the 8, the 9, and the 10. So we also have the Seven of Wands here, which can sometimes be a defensive sort of energy. But also this is what I call that warrior spirit. So this is a person who wants something greatly. They know exactly what it is that they want. They're ready and willing to fight for it. You're not going to compromise. You're not going to back down. You're not going to settle. So, you know, for some of you, you've been carrying this heavy load and you're not about to give up now, basically. Now, this could have something to do with finances. With the Nine of Pentacles here, this could have something to do with career. This could have something to do with assets or even a home. So for some of you, this is something more career related or financial. And then for a very, very small number of Aries, what I'm getting is maybe you're waiting on perhaps a divorce to be final, or waiting on maybe that single status, because the Nine of Pentacles very much is an independent energy for me. And for some of you, I think that you're ready to move on with your life. And I feel this energy where some of you are perhaps waiting on a divorce to be final. You could have met someone else. You could be an Aries that maybe you're waiting on a divorce to be final. Maybe you've met someone else, or you could have met someone that maybe they're in that sort of situation. Maybe you met someone that's married and you're maybe waiting for them to be single. But with the Knight of Wands here, this is you very fiery, passionate, ambitious. This is you ready to charge forward, ready to take off. For some of you, you're ready to move towards maybe that third person or that third individual, whether that be romantic or business, because you have a couple of threes here. So there could be some Aries that, this is maybe a situation dealing with three people. But you're ready to move forward. Threes really speak of growth and expansion, progress that's being made. And then with the Knight of Wands, this is that forward moving energy. So I think that for some of you, you're definitely seeing progress this week, especially with this progression here of Wands energy. I feel like there's definitely something happening this week for many of you. You're seeing some sort of progress that's being made here. And it's very, very positive. For some of you, maybe you're waiting to move up within the company that you work for. Maybe you've been waiting to be able to move to a new home. But I feel like there's this element of you having to wait, but you've been waiting. You've been waiting. But the good news is that you finally have the 10 here, and 10s indicate the end of a cycle. So you're actually almost done with having to wait, Aries. There is some sort of progress that's being made here. You also do have the energy of the Empress. So I do see many of you incredibly creative. You could be coming up with lots of creative plans or ideas for the future. You could be giving birth to something new at this time, Aries. If you're an Aries female, this could be, other people around you finding you incredibly attractive this week. Also, this is that very fertile energy. So if you're an Aries woman that has been trying to conceive, you could definitely give it a go this week. And then what I'm getting is maybe there are some Aries females. Maybe you're an Aries female that you could have been trying to expand your family. You might have been trying to get pregnant. Maybe this has been a stressful sort of period. Of course, I'm only speaking to a very small number of you. But there certainly could be a small number of Aries women that maybe you were trying to get pregnant and having some sort of challenges in that department. But just hang in there, because I think that when the energy shifts for you, it's going to shift very quickly. And again, this is you ending this cycle within your life. So just hang in there, try to remain positive. With the Five of Pentacles here, this can be a person who's very depressed or down and out, or really starting to lose faith with something in their life. They might feel all alone, or you could feel a lack of support. But just hang in there, try to remain positive. There also could be some Aries that are dealing with some sort of internal struggles or conflicts as well. You do have two fives here, and fives do indicate change, but they also indicate a challenging energy. So for some of you, because I have the Empress, the Five of Wands, but then also the Ten of Pentacles, which very much speaks of family, for a very select number of Aries, there could be a very small, with the Five of Wands, this is a very petty, more annoying energy than anything else. There could be a very small number of Aries that maybe you're having some sort of small disagreement with your mother or with a motherly figure, a family member. This could even be like an aunt. But for some of you, there's maybe this small issue that you could be having with a family member. Now, I'm only speaking to a very small number of Aries. And I always suggest watching your sun, moon, and rising sign, because, this just might not be for you. Maybe you're going to resonate with one of your other signs more this week. But for a very small number of you, there could be something going on with a family member. Now, for other Aries, maybe this is a new home with the Empress and the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles can speak of real estate, can also speak of inheritances, things like that. Also creating a name for yourself. You could have been trying to start a business. So for some Aries, you've been trying to give birth to something new, whether that's moving to a new home, moving up within the company that you work for, or maybe starting your own business, but maybe dealing with some challenges when it comes to that, really having to be patient. But with that being said, I see you very passionate and you've come this far. I do think that for many of you, you know, you have this strength. With the Seven of Wands, this is a person who is always successful. This is a person who will be successful as long as they hang in there and they don't give up and they don't back down. So for many of you, you just need to hang on a little bit longer because you are going to be giving birth to this amazing new beginning. And with the Eight of Wands, I think that, you know, for many of you, when the energy shifts, it's going to shift very suddenly. With the Knight of Wands and the Eight of Wands here, this is some very fast-paced energy. But for many of you, you just need to remain positive. There could be some Aries that maybe you need to turn to your family for support at this time. There could be some Aries that maybe are struggling financially, and your mother, actually, for some of you, your mother could be someone that could be very helpful. So for some of you, if you are struggling financially, we just had Christmas. So there are, I'm sure, a lot of people out there that maybe, you know, money is a little tight right now. Maybe turning to a woman, turning to your mother or a female, whether that even be a friend or a family member, and asking them for their help. That might be necessary for some of you. But don't add fuel to any fires. With the Five of Wands, this could be a person, for some of you, that's trying to get under your skin, that's trying to push your buttons. You can, for many of you, you can eliminate a lot of this energy by just not giving in, by just not allowing them to push your buttons, by walking away. So, you know, for a very select number of you, you just might have to ignore a particular person or their comments. And then you're going to not even experience any sort of maybe butting heads. For some of you, this could be you butting heads with someone. And for others, you know, with the Ten of Pentacles here and the Empress, family could be very significant. So I see many of you maybe spending a lot of time with friends or family this week. Again, I see many of you waiting on something in particular, but when the energy shifts, it's going to shift very quickly. Just hang in there. I'm glad to see the 10 here because we know that many of you are completing a cycle within your life. And that's kind of a pattern, which honestly in 2016, I seen, you know, throughout the year, there was a lot of people dealing with a lot of stagnant energies and a lot of people having to wait, many of the signs. And now I'm starting to see a shift in energies that's really positive. All right, so let me pull you an additional guidance card, Aries. There we go. We have a card that just flew out. Very nice. We have Bethany. When you take excellent care of yourself, everybody benefits. Give yourself a relaxing treat today, such as a massage, a sea salt bath, or pedicure. So this is all about you nurturing yourself this week, Aries. Some of you maybe need to spend some time alone. Some of you maybe need to get a pedicure or need to get a massage, or just do those things that relax you. Do those things that you enjoy, Aries. It's all about you this week. And ignoring any sort of negative people around you, even with the Five of Wands, sometimes this can be, jealousy within the workplace. So just ignoring that and really focusing on yourself this week, okay? So Aries, I do hope that you found this reading helpful, and I wish you a wonderful week. Take care.